Modern humans have been around for thousands of years, and we have many unexplainable stories to tell. And here are just a few. Around the 1970s in Bulgaria, a man in his daughter's car had broken down on an empty passage. The man told his daughter to stay in the car while he sought help at a nearby house. On his way back from the house, he saw something that frightened him. He saw a mysterious group of beings surrounding his car. He took brief footage of video, and no one knows what happened next. The man's camera was later found in the woods, and his car was believed to be burned. The man and his daughter were never found. One night, a man couldn't sleep, so he decided to take a walk in the park. It was 2 a.m., and the park was empty. The man decided to take a shortcut home down a side street when he noticed the silhouette of a strange man gracefully dancing while walking straight towards him. The strange man was tall and thin in stature. As he moved closer, he noticed his face had a very wide smile, and his head and eyes were tilted upwards towards the sky. Now frightened, the man quickly crossed to the other side of the street and glanced back to find the smiling man stopped, standing facing his direction. After the scared man had turned around, he noticed the smiling man was now charging after him. The scared man quickly ran to a road with a little bit more traffic, and he had lost the smiling man. After that night, he had never went on a late night walk and never saw the smiling man again. It was around midnight in Burke, Virginia, on October of 1970. A couple was waiting outside of a family member's house. Inside of their car, they noticed a mysterious figure moving towards them. Then their side view window was smashed. The couple described a man in a white suit, what seemed to be a pointed cap or bunny ears, yelling at them about trespassing. The man's hatchet fell inside of the car as the couple drove away. On another night in the same town about a week later, a construction site security guard saw a man with a bunny costume chopping at a porch post with an axe. Then he warned the guard about trespassing, and that if he came closer, he would chop off his head. Reportedly, there had been many skinned and half-eaten bunny carcasses at and around a railroad overpass nicknamed Bunnyman Bridge. And to this day, the local law enforcement have never found the true identity of the Bunnyman. One night, a woman was home alone watching television. She began to hear a faint sound of a baby crying outside of her front door. She muted her TV, and as she walked toward the front door, the sound grew louder. The woman looked through the peephole and out of her window, but couldn't see anyone or anything. She was too terrified to open the door, so the woman dialed 911. The operator told her not to open the door and that the police was on the way. There had been many reports of a man trying to lure people home alone out of their houses with a crying baby recording so they could force their way in. After she reported this to the operator, the crying noise had disappeared. One variation of this legend is about a woman who was visiting her friend's house far away from the city. She realized that she had stayed a little too long and it had gotten very dark outside, so she got in her car and drove down the long, dark highway. The woman noticed that she was running out of gas, so she wanted to stop at the first gas station she could find. She then saw an old-fashioned gas station with a man standing outside waiting to service her car. The woman's heart was pounding in fear as the strange man put fuel in her car. When the man asked her for a payment, she nervously gave him her credit card. The man told her that the card was declined and she had to go inside of the store with him to pay in cash or to call her bank since there was no cell phone service. So the petrified woman got out of her car and walked inside of the old store. The man closed the door behind her and locked it and grabbed his shotgun. The woman screamed in fear. The man told her that there was nothing wrong with her credit card and that he was going to call the police because he saw a man on the floor of her back seat with an axe.